Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh visits Ukraine, becoming first British royal to visit nation since conflict began. The first member of the British royal family to visit Ukraine since Russia invaded in 2022 is Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh. The 59-year-old Duchess of Edinburgh travelled at the Foreign, Commonwealth, and Development Office's request in order to show support for survivors of sexual abuse related to warfare and to show solidarity with the women, men, and children affected by the war. Sophie met with victims of sexual violence related to the conflict, victims of torture, and children who had been deported by Russia and forcibly split from their families. These individuals had all been safely restored to Ukraine. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any news about the British monarchy. She also had a meeting with First Lady Olena Zelenska and President Volodymyr Zelenskyy to talk about how to effectively assist women peacebuilders and survivors. On International Women's Day 2019, the Duchess of Edinburgh declared she would support the Women, Peace and Security agenda of the United Nations and the UK's Preventing Sexual Violence in Conflict initiative. Over the years, she has travelled to numerous nations: Kosovo, Sierra Leone, South Sudan, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and Colombia, to draw attention to the effects of past and present conflicts. Sophie and her husband, Prince Edward, have been quite supportive of Ukraine's situation during the past 2 years, much like the rest of the royal family. Following their announcement in 2023 that they would succeed Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip as the new Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, the pair met with members of the Ukrainian community, including families who had settled in the city since the beginning of the conflict. During the restoration of the conflict-related sexual violence survivors' rights conference in Ukraine last month, Sophie also made an appearance in a video message. Speaking electronically to the gathering, Sophie cited a statement made on the second anniversary of the Russian invasion of Ukraine by her brother-in-law, King Charles. "The world identifies Ukrainians with bravery," remarked His Majesty the King in a recent statement, Sophie stated in a video posted on X by the royal family's official account. "I am full of admiration for all of you, Your Excellency the First Lady, all of the survivors, and the men and women working to put an end to bloodshed and create peace here in Ukraine. Survivors have bravely shared their stories both here and around the globe. They are the strongest advocates, serving as a constant reminder to all of us not to ignore the atrocities of this crime. The surviving must always be remembered," she continued. "Instead, we must fight for justice and comprehensive reparations alongside all survivors and make sure that this crime isn't tolerated as a necessary component of warfare. All of our efforts to put sexual violence associated to conflicts in the past must center on their rights and voices." Soon after the conflict broke out, Kate Middleton, Prince William, King Charles, and Queen Camilla all expressed their support for Ukraine. In recent years, they have paid visits to communities and volunteer activities that assist displaced Ukrainian families. Additionally, they have hosted the President and First Lady of the country in the UK. During President Zelenskyy's unexpected visit to the United Kingdom, King Charles, 75, welcomed the Ukrainian leader to Buckingham Palace. "In February 2023, I can't tell you how long we've all been thinking about your country and worrying about you," the monarch said to him. Zelenska has been seated by both the 42-year-old Princess of Wales and the 76-year-old Queen, most recently in March when Queen Camilla hosted the First Lady of Ukraine. On February 24, the second anniversary of Russia's incursion into Ukraine, King Charles expressed his support for the country. The statement said, "As the unprovoked onslaught on their land, their lives, and livelihoods enters a third, sad year, the determination and strength of the Ukrainian people continues to inspire. I have felt this personally in the many meetings I have had with Ukrainians since the start of the war, from President Zelenskyy and Mrs. Zelenska to new army recruits training here in the United Kingdom. Despite the tremendous hardship and pain inflicted upon them, Ukrainians continue to show the heroism with which the world associates them so closely." The fact that the UK and its allies are still leading the international effort to aid Ukraine during this extremely trying and desperate period continues to give me tremendous encouragement. King Charles said, "My heart goes out to everyone afflicted, and I will keep them in my prayers and thoughts."